New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Bro, gnarly.
What's up, Taylor?
Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man.
Dude, no way.
Way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro.
Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case.
Dude, no way.
You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast French Olympic skier one Yannick Bertrand. Now, he is not competing in this year's Winter Olympics in Beijing. Most of the world believes that he is competing in the current Olympics, but he's not. And the reason they're making the mistake is because there's a video of him making the rounds that shows him competitively slalom skiing. So keep in mind, he skied in the 2006 Winter Olympics.
Okay.
He has not been in the Olympics since then. But the year after that, in 2007, he was a part of the World Cup Super G race in Norway. But there's a video of him. And this video is now making the rounds during the Beijing Olympics because, again, he's competitively skiing. But there's a thing in the video as he's doing the slalom, and you're supposed to basically rub your shoulder against the gates as you ski by. He does not. He basically is flying down the mountain, and the gate smashes him square between the legs. All right, hits him right in his satchel. Now, we're going to play you some audio, and I want to see if you can figure out the moment that the gate slaps him in the testicles.
Yannick Bertrand. Oh, the gate to the groin for Yannick Bertrand.
Hit that again and turn it up.
Yeah. Hang on one second. Let me crank this thing.
Yeah, crank that.
You got to listen to the scream and then his follow-up.
Okay, let me back this bad boy up. There we go. All right.
Yannick Bertrand.
I hate to laugh. I'm glad it wasn't me. We got the video up, on Twitter, put it up on Facebook, I'm guessing, whatever. Man, I'm telling this guy is hauling ass down the hill. So the worst part for him is just this. This happened 15 years ago. He's trying to put it behind him, but now he gets to relive it because everyone thinks it just happened in Beijing, like in the last couple of days. It has resurfaced. It's all over the internet. If you're a dude, just be prepared to have a little phantom pain when you watch this guy smacking. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So, over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Good afternoon.
Hola. All right, Tim, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Then you know you have your choice of one of three stories. The Wonderful World of Drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
We'll go with Interior Decorating.
right, Tim. This is kind of a 2-for-1 deal because it involves drugs. Unfortunately, it also involves a man's rectum. A traffic stop for speeding led to the arrest of a man when drugs were then found inside of his rectum. Lots and lots of drugs. A Lake County Sheriff's Office K-9 deputy, he was on traffic patrol when he clocked a car traveling 68 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. He stopped the car. He was informing the driver of the reason for the stop, and the deputy asked if there was anything illegal in the car. Then the deputy asked for permission to search the vehicle. Now, the driver refused, so the deputy had his K-9, Jim the dog, perform an open-air sniff test for narcotics. K-9 alerted the cop to the vehicle, and then the deputy removed the driver and his passenger, 31-year-old Joshua Cranmer. A bag containing drugs was found on the passenger side floor. That's where our friend Joshua had been sitting. Another officer found a baggie near where the men were standing. This baggie contained a different drug, but appeared to have fecal matter on it. When the officer went back to his patrol car and watched the video of the two men, that's when he saw Cranmer reach into the back of his pants as if he was removing something. Well, the officer searched Cranmer's buttocks after that, and during the search, the deputy felt something hard in his butt. When asked if he had anything else hidden on him, Cranmer began to cry and said he did not, and said that he simply has a bowel issue. As Cranmer moved away from the search area, the deputy found a gold cylinder, which appeared to have fecal matter on it as well. The cylinder contained more and different drugs. Anyway, he was placed under arrest and booked into the Lake County Jail. The question is, what drug did he not have in his butt? Okay, because things keep falling out of his butt, or he pushes them out of his butt and drops them in different places. So what drug did he not have stuffed in his butt? Was it crack, meth, Molly, or heroin?
I'd like to hear from your panel of experts there first.
Panel?
Yeah, I'm going to say he didn't have Molly up there. Just because that's generally like a designer, like party drug. As opposed, I feel like crack, meth, and heroin are kind of all equal parts. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
street drugs.
Street drugs, yeah.
They're in the same group, yeah.
Where was this?
Well, heroin's not the same group, right? Because heroin's a opiate, and crack and meth. I mean, the Molly, right? It's MDMA, so that would have some. I just feel like
Virginia. There's in Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, I just feel like he wouldn't have that drug on him. He'd have like the hard stuff.
I think this guy doesn't have crack.
With
well,
the
not two cracks at least.
Yeah. With the caveat that I could be wrong.
Ooh, caveat. You pretentious son of a bitch.
Tim, what do you think?
There's no accolades for you.
I got to go with Ted and the Molly.
All right.
That sounds logic reasoning.
You, Ted, and Molly hanging out.
My problem is this. My dog's name is Molly, so the idea of Molly being in someone's butt, my image is different than most people.
I dated a couple, and everybody laughed.
was
Like, no, Molly is coming over. She's a real woman.
Sure she is.
Shut up, Al.
Oh, you're going to California to see Molly. Okay.
Right.
All right, we're going to find out what this guy had in him. Was it crack, meth, Molly, or heroin next?
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories: interior decorating on profile. This we got a Virginia man, traffic stop. He got arrested because he had drugs in his rectum. He had a lot of different drugs.
Oh, yes, he did.
Drug dog sniffed out the stash. What drug, because he had so many, did he not have up there? Crack, meth, Molly, or heroin?
And Tim, that is the very question that we posed to you. Now, again, yeah, crack, meth, Molly, or heroin. Obviously, Molly is kind of the odd man out as far as drugs go. These particular drugs, however, he did have Molly in his butt, Tim. I'm sad to say. Kind of ruins the party drug atmosphere. Like, wait, where I'm sorry, it's from where?
I mean, when you buy illegal drugs, yeah, there's a chance it's been up somebody's rectum.
There's a very good chance, even Molly. Ted, I like how you say that. The more you know. NBC cares.
I'll be back.
Miles, you went with... What the hell?
Crack.
Crack.
Somehow I wrote fish. I do not know why.
I went fish.
No. He had crack in his butt as well. The one drug that he did not have was heroin. They found crack. They found meth.
Was the other
they found
theory.
Molly. They also found pure cocaine, but no heroin.
So, right, he had all the speedy stuff.
Yeah, all the speedy stuff.
Okay.
Speedy butt.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices. Seth Meyers.
Okay.
The Jimmies.
Fallon Kimmel.
Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title always guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Oscar nominations are out, and of course, it's the best time of the year when we get to celebrate all the movies we watched on television.
Kimmel.
Fallon.
Kimmel.
The Oscars, of course, are our chance to honor all the great movies we watched on television.
You've probably heard this, but the Olympics is using more man-made snow than any other winter games before. China was not sure how to do it, so they reached out to Colombia for help.
The Ted Smith.
Ted Smith. Drug joke.
That is a drug joke. Sorry, I could have picked a bunch of South American countries.
Bolivian marching powder. Fastest.
Would you buy a shirt that said,
skiers on the
which is Bolivian ski team?
They've got to have them.
Right. I don't like winter sports, but yeah,
on the East Coast, like half nude, naked lacrosse.
I told you my buddy lives in Colombia, and he was like, people do not want to talk about the history.
Of course.
But he said it's also the safest place to buy drugs is outside the police station.
Really?
Yeah.
In.
The biggest snub of the Oscar season, Spider-Man, No Way Home. It's not in the top 10 movies all year. There were only 11 movies made this year, and it had 3 Spider-Mans in it.
Myers.
Kimmel.
The biggest snub, and I'm actually even angry about this, is the unforgivable omission of Spider-Man No Way Home. How did that not get one of the 10 nominations for Best Picture? There are only 11 movies made this year. Forget the fact that the movie made $750 million and is still going. This was a great movie. It wasn't in the top 10 best movies of the year. There were 3 Spider-Men in it.
Did you see Spider-Man? No Way Home?
So I have seen, oh man, as far as the theater goes, for a fact I saw that one in the theater because it's fairly recent. I don't know that in 2021 I saw any other movie in the theater. I've seen a lot of the movies, none of them that have really been nominated for anything, but with the kids, everything's on demand, so I've seen quite a few of them. Sing 2 and Canto, however the hell you say it. I fell asleep during that one, to be honest with you. But
a lot of commercials for that one.
But Spider-Man, that was a movie where, there's 3 Spider-Mans in it, and my kids timed out their pee breaks where took the son to go to the bathroom, come back. As soon as I sit down, my daughter's like, I have to go too. So I got to get up and whatever. I come back. When I walk back into the theater, I see the 3 Spider-Mans on screen. And I'm like, I missed the big reveal. Thank you, kids. That's awesome.
Did you react? Damn! It's 3 Spider-Mans.
It was more to this. And again, because you're trying to be quiet in a movie theater, my son goes, I have to go to the bathroom. It's annoying, but whatever. We take him to the bathroom. When I come back, as soon as I sit down, my daughter's like, I have to go too. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me when I just got off? I know kids work. I know it's not how they work, and you still have to say this, even though you know it falls on deaf ears.
Same thing.
And I took her to the bathroom, and I waited for her, and I walk into the theater, and I'm like, all 3 goddamn Spider-Mans are now on the screen, and I missed how they showed up. I do not know.
Same as a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Same exact manners.
I have to go too.
Same with old people.
What do you mean?
You got to sometimes tell them, too, like, do you got to go pee before we leave?
And do you add the just try? Back as kids, I don't know if to
That's
go.
what they told you.
Go try. No, go try.
It's it's going to be many hours before I'm pulling over.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. The United States finally won a gold yesterday in the Winter Olympics.
Yes, they did.
What's up?
Wow. I'm just thinking about
You like the sport, or you commenting on the gold medalist?
I appreciate the winner.
Yes.
The winner is something. She is a winner.
Mm-hmm. You should snowboard.
No kidding. No kidding, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lindsay.
Doesn't matter.
Jocko Bellis. No, it's Jacob Bellis. Yeah, she won the snowboard cross. Now listen, I talked about this when I came in today. Like, the snowboard cross is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's 4 snowboarders. They go over like some obstacles to start. They're not really jumps because they kind of flatten out on top. I like that they call them the Wu-Tangs because they look like the Wu-Tang single.
Okay.
But then they like go down the hill and they're banking in turns and like people are losing edges. You can go from first to third real quick and this and that. Well, that's a very good picture of her.
Yes, it is.
I just saw her when she got her medal.
Yeah, so.
You won what? Yeah,
look at these.
But either way, it was a pretty good competition. It's also crazy too. Like, she was like 16 years ago, she was favored to win, but then she lost. So this was like a triumphant story. Then the girl or the woman who was supposed to win, she lost her edge, or somebody kind of hit her the back of her board, so she crashed out. She was crying. Like, it's just wild. Like, the newer, and Thurl, you put it best, like the X Games influence on the Winter Olympics has been awesome.
The irony, like, you have your expected game, the biathlon, the downhill skiing, it's all fine, it's great, but it's just kind of on in the background. But when they take some of those X Games sports and that's what they're competing in the Olympics, I realize I'm actually watching. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm paying attention. That's
not
they
only
can
that,
learn a lot.
She was the 36 years old, the oldest woman to ever medal as an American Olympian.
Oh, nice.
So that was, I mean, you think about it. You think by 36, if you're a professional athlete,
yeah,
in most sports,
clock's
you know what I mean?
ticking,
Like, how much time do you have left? And you got to wait every 4 years to basically compete again. So, like, you know, like, that was impressive.
I would say on the opposite end of that was Michaela Schifrin. She was favored to win the gold medal in the women's slalom. Or I guess not favored to win. She was supposed to do very well.
Okay. At least
she
medal,
has been skiing for years. She basically, something else happened in a different event, and she just quit the course and kind of just skied out of it. So
as she was doing it?
Right. So same thing happened last night. Because if you miss a gate or something, or if something's not right, instead of crashing and getting injured, people just ski out of it.
Sure.
That's the term. I learned this last night. Mm-hmm. But she has never done this. So, like, she sat on the mountain and was crying. And then to her credit, tensioned some athletes. Like, she went to the press conference and was just like, yeah, there was a weird vibration. Like, I don't know what to say. This is all I trained for, and I have never done this. I did it.
But training has not been conducive to those games as far as the skiing element is concerned.
Right.
So, like, you got to remember, 4 years ago it was in Russia. They didn't have snow either. It's like all these people train in places that have snow and have mountains.
You should almost train in artificial snow.
The snow's different. You know what I mean? The speed
the snow's different, but that's also, there's a lot of ski competitions that have a lot of fake snow.
Right.
Like, she's still favored to win. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
like, everybody else skied on those conditions, too. It's a heartbreaking story.
Right.
But also, like, you're not going to practice on, you know what I mean? It's like a football team. Like, if you practice, you might play on turf, but you still probably practice on grass. It shouldn't make that big of a difference to you.
No, you're right. It's like somebody said, when they're talking about Lance Armstrong, like, well, was he the greatest cyclist ever based on the fact that he's doing all the stuff, right? And then when they did the investigation, like, everybody was on the stuff. He didn't have an advantage because everyone was juicing. He's still the best cyclist.
Yeah, I told you. I watched a very interesting documentary on Netflix about a guy that was like a high-level amateur cyclist.
Okay.
And he goes to the Russian doctors to get all this. Basically, he does all the steroids Lance Armstrong did. And, like, his times got better in practice, but he ended up doing worse in this massive, like, amateur race and everything.
Really?
And he was kind of like, he was like, look, like, yeah, they're all juicing, but he's like, they're also extremely crazy athletes. So it's even though when you look at baseball, like we always talk about, Barry Bonds probably had a Hall of Fame career before he really, like, bulks up. But also, like, you still got to hit that ball.
That right? That's it.
You know what I mean? It's like, look, even if you're just a regular person and you decide to do some steroids in the gym, like, you still got to go lift. Like, doing steroids doesn't just make you...
It doesn't make you a better
big
athlete.
and ripped.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of different. What else? Look, Miles, the fake snows, I think the craziest thing, if you watched any of the ski jumping, so you saw the picture where you could see the things in the background.
The old steel mill.
Right, because it's a soccer stadium. But they don't even go down on snow. That's like, they have like tracks that they practice on.
Right.
So the ramp is just, there's no snow on it. They're just locked in there. And then did you hear about the drama in the women's ski jumping?
It's something about their uniforms.
They were too loose.
Too loose?
They were too baggy, so it allowed them extra material to help them fly.
What?
Look, I don't know. I would have thought the opposite.
Yeah, I would too.
You know what I mean?
Like just drafting wise.
Well, you ever seen a bat fly?
Well, yeah.
What's he do?
What do you mean?
He throws out his wings to cover more area so that he can fly.
Oh, like a flying squirrel.
So it's specifically where on the uniform?
Like a web-toed swimmer.
Exactly, like a duck.
All right.
You know?
All right. Okay.
Right. So that
cheater. You duck, you cheater. If your feet are web, man, no wonder you can swim faster than everyone else.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. Like, you don't want those suits as skin tight as you would think.
Okay.
You actually want it a little looser.
I never would think
so. It would catch and you could fly.
Crazy.
I wish you would have seen the look when I was like, you ever seen a bat fly? Like, yeah, what the hell's that got to do with this? Like, oh, it's kind of their thing.
Kind of their thing, yeah.
Well, like, you never see a bat just like with his wings all tucked in flying around.
Well, what flies it doesn't put out? I mean, birds.
Correct.
Yeah, most people say bird. You're like bat. I thought it was like bat specific. I'm trying to picture a bird that does not flap its wings, jumps off of a building, and still flies.
Jesus.
Let's see. Miles, when you get home, you'll be excited. You got a new episode of Boba Fett tonight.
It's the last one.
It's the last one?
Yep.
Oh, savor it. Hit pause a bunch.
It's cracking into Jedi for me tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, hockey it, yeah.
Hockey and Boba Fett, man. Hell yeah.
There's a correlation in Seattle between nerdy Boba Fett people and hockey.
It's a big night for all of us.
I should say that. Most people like Star Wars besides me, but you're all still nerds.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on The Spy Who Stole the Atom Bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida man gets into it. Police claims he's Mick Jagger, and then he throws up in a cop's car. Meanwhile, a Philadelphia pizzeria offers Valentine's special, including black coffee and a notorious porn star. Security guard at museum ruined $740,000 painting by dotting the I. Police looking for a man who stole deputy's cruiser, open the dryer, and find their guy. An Indonesian man saves a tired 13-foot crocodile's life. It is time for a headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, top story in Russia, where a security guard is facing termination after his first day. The man was hired to work security for a local art museum, but given the nature of an art museum, the man got bored on his very first shift. So how did he cure his boredom? This is so great. He gained a fascination with a painting known as Three Figures, which features three faceless people from the chest up. The guard got so bored that he actually drew a couple of small eyes on two of the three faceless figures in the painting. If you have not seen this yet, just look it up.
I don't know why it's so funny. It just is.
It's called Three Figures, Security Guard Vandalizes Painting, whatever you needed to go find it. It is so childish. And yet, I don't think anybody in this room would not do that for half a second here.
After seeing the picture, I'm like, that is funny.
That's right. Hell yeah, I can get behind that. They were actually questioning whether or not they were going to actually press charges on the guy for what he did. Well, yeah, he ruined a piece of artwork at this point. He's breaking rules, but they were
did he ruin it or alter it?
Right.
You know, art is, in fact, in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, man, it's funny. If you see the original painting that they have in that news story, you can actually see the little silhouette of the eyes that they either tried to erase out of there or maybe painted over.
I would almost pay more for the painting that he altered than the original.
Yeah.
Well, he
honestly,
altered the original.
That's what I mean. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I would give you more money for what he did than I would have given you for the original.
Hell yeah. Especially knowing the history that this piece of art was, quote unquote, ruined. In other news, what's with the small-eyed people on your wall? No, bro, hang on. I got a story for you. We go to Pennsylvania, where a local pizza shop worked a meme into their advertisements. This one's great, too. It's been said that once you see it, you can't unsee it. The pizza shop released their ad inviting people to enjoy some of the great deals with the coupons in the ad, which features one of their dessert cakes and a piping hot cup of coffee portrayed there on the ad. But some eagle-eyed fans noticed that the cream mixing into the coffee bears the unmistakable image of the rather large and well-endowed man crouching. Mm-hmm. And he's also naked.
Could you draw me that in the foam? I'll get a latte.
For real.
It is brilliant, man. I think it's hysterical.
Have you ever seen someone do a penis in the foam? Have you ever...
Not a penis. I've seen leaves.
You ever picked up someone else's coffee and decided to ask if you could get that done, and they do it?
No.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Wait a minute. You've gotten a foam penis before?
Oh, I mean, I thought it was funny.
Right.
I mean, dude, do me a favor. It's not my latte.
Right.
It's my daughter's. It's funny. Come on.
Just make a penis real quick.
She's 12.
I know you can do it. Come on. To Michigan, where one man's bladder cost him his car. He was out on a drive when he felt the call of nature and decided to stop by a local river. While underway, he noticed that something was off with his car. And by that, we mean that it was slowly sliding into the river. By the time he realized what was happening, he was unable to stop it, and his car was submerged. Nobody, unfortunately, was harmed in the incident. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it. Coming up next, more Men's Room, the Men's Room Happy Hour, exclusively on the Odyssey app.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. Either way, check in with us on the Happy Hour app. In the meantime, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.